fighting for our freedom.
For over 230 years, our citizens have been fighting for the cause of freedom, and because of their courage, commitment, and sacrifice, our country is still free.
Thankfully, letters have been saved from many of our brave soldiers, and we will be sharing excerpts from 3 of these letters with you today. Although this was not a foreign war, we begin with a Union soldier from the Civil War writing to his wife Ellen.
Monday morning, April 10th, 1865. Hurrah! 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 General Lee has surrendered. Peace is near at hand. Oh, my dear Ellie, I cannot express to you the emotion to my heart. Yesterday was the most eventful day of the war, a day that will never be forgotten. Never were such demonstrations of joy exhibited, such a scene of excitement I never have witnessed. About half hour later, it was confirmed by Generals Grant, Meade, and Stafford.
Cannons were immediately brought into position and commenced firing. Such a hollering never heard. Cheer after cheer went up. Hats from high into the air, men throwing their arms up and swinging their caps, and every other type of demonstration of joy were going on. I began to think the band ought to play a part too. Did I tell you that when we passed through Petersburg on April 3rd, we saw President Lincoln? He was on horseback and was surrounded by a crowd. Everyone was cheering. Word Charlie.
Our next 2 letters are from World War II, one from the beginning and one from the very end.
December 7th, 1941. As droves of low-flying planes approached the Pearl Naval Base Harbor in Hawaii and began spitting out live ammunition, a sailor aboard the battleship USS Arizona explained, "This is the best drill the Army Air Force has ever put on." But it was no drill. Japan, a German ally, had launched a massive surprise attack against the United States. In less than 2 hours, approximately 350 Japanese warplanes wiped out 10% of the entire United States Pacific Fleet, including almost all of its battleships.
We will read part of Lieutenant Commander Paul E. Spangler's letters to friends back home. Lieutenant Spangler was a doctor.
December 7th, 1941. I was resting peacefully in bed when I noticed rather more practice fire than I had heard before, and then I realized that it was strange to be practicing on Sunday morning. About that time, Claire and the kids came home from church, and their curiosity was aroused. Then I got the fatal word to report to the hospital immediately. I still was not certain what was going on until I came up the hill on my way to the hospital. Then I saw smoke from several fires and saw the anti-aircraft shells exploding. I met the executive at the door, and he told me to go up and take charge of the surgery. I hurried up to the surgery, and already the casualties were pouring in. Spent the next 72 hours and 4-hour shifts at the operating table. During my first shift, we were under almost constant bombing.
Our next letter is from Second Lieutenant Richard Wilbur, taken as a prisoner of war near the end of World War II, imprisoned in Lewisburg, Germany.
His letter talks about the ending of the war. On Red Cross paper, he penciled the diary in form of the letters to his wife.
April 30th, 1945. Mary. It was indeed a spectacle that I'll never be able to fully describe. To be one of 175,000 prisoners in this camp and see them all, English, Polish, Indians, Russians, French, and American, fall to their knees to pray as they watch the American flag rise over this terrible place. Yesterday at 12:40 p.m., the American flag was raised over Lewisburg, Germany. The battle for the area had started at 9 a.m. and continued until then. It is impossible to describe my feelings. To be free once again and to describe it is far beyond my ability. It's a man's greatest possession, and without it, he finds he is only half alive, free.
Reading these other letters from soldiers in other wars makes our hearts cry out for peace.
To those who continue to serve, we say that we will not forget.
To those who have served and come home, we again say thank you. We will not forget.
We, the people of the United States of America, do today proudly honor our nation's veterans.
We will not forget by John Reggio.